la Hutu, 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 la
Peace. Rahubat. This is Atarif Ankh El, the Mustasafir of the AU or Gansu. Today I'm coming with you from our public venue, which is called Indigenous Media. This is February 2000 XI, as I say. Now, what I want to do is just do a little recap on Indigenous media at this particular point. So, we're going to a couple of things right now for this current phase of our teaching, our education for the venue of Indigenous media is the public venue for the private institutions, mainly the NGO Oxygen 37801 and also AU Gansu University. So for those that have requested to participate in the Indigenous media, I'm going to go ahead and go through a couple of tactics, a particular agenda for the media for 2000 XI. First, the agenda is to create a melanated press that covers the aspects of our lives that are avoided and censored by main media. I'm going to list these bullet points and then I'll go into detail of each bullet point afterwards. All right. So number two, what we want to focus on or ask is, who do you think deserves recognition in our media platform? That is something for us all to decide. All right. What we want to do is have local coverage. Today, with the technology, we're able to use our cell phones, different camera equipment and so forth in order to do things ourselves. There are things that are going on around us, with us, even without us, that is not being exposed. That is one of the purpose of Indigenous media. All right, so you do have at the minimum or the base, they're able to use your cell phone to do recordings of interviews, at least, of different accomplishments. Number three, you can plan. We want to be able to plan and go. Our plan and goal is to reward active participants with the Indigenous Media Press Card or Press ID. All right. We want to also be able to conduct surveys on our 7-day agenda. All right. Next, we would like to create info commercials for the Indigenous media, which we'll get into in detail. We also will employ or invest into a referral system, because at the end of the day, people are going to ask how to get paid for the time that they're spending investing into these different venues and projects. All right. So now I want to go into some details. So when you look at who do you think deserves recognition, there are things that are going on with your children through school, athletic programs. There are things that are going on with different family members as far as their job accomplishments that occurs that no one is aware of that could be important. There's local things that local community events. There's events being held by different active community and activists that are not being told or recorded that are important. There are people that have solutions that are not being reported. This is your opportunity and your job. Okay. All right. Now, as far as the indigenous media press, I'm going to get into that in 1 second. So I just want to let you know, as far as the 7-day agenda, the topics, I give a 7 range of topics so that it's not just one thing that people have to do. The first thing of importance is health. The second thing of importance above health is our children. The third thing is our women, because the women produce the children and the men and the other females on the planet. Next is law. Law is important because that is your code of conduct. Law is what governs and how you govern yourself. Our story. This is important because this is what we're rooted. This is our roots. Our music and movies. Music, this is the tonation, this is the vibration, this is what it sells and motivates us, is our movies. And then our public relations and how we interact with outside entities. All right. So now what I'm going to do is go into real quick before I end the presentation is let you take a look at here the screen. And I'm going to go through these categories real quick. So 1, we have the purpose. Indigenous Moors, aka Black people, do not have their own press cards. This is the card prototype. It shows the indigenous people will cover issues important to their growth, that they are doing business, and that they have a degree of independence. Indigenous media will allow us to publish and copyright intellectual property through our broadcasting. Okay, again, you might not understand this now, but once you're involved, I'll go into details of this. Indigenous media has the opportunity to circulate global activities, right, on an international level through our NGO by newspapers, magazines, and other electronic methods that we're currently using. The indigenous media allows us to use Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook to focus on uplifting and upliftment and positive goals to move us forward instead of in a circle of motion. So again, that is a briefing of our current situation 2000 XI on indigenous media.